Hey everyone, this is Uncle Dewan from Math Plus Coding Academy. Let's learn about division. Here, the example shows we're dividing the number 9 by the number 2. The number 9 here is dividend. 2 is the divisor. The result, 4, is called quotient, and then 1 is the remainder. The formula is dividend divided by divisor equals quotient, and when it's not a perfect division, then we have a remainder. Okay, so let's solve a few problems. First, we have some basic divisions. For these ones, you need to know your times table. That means 72 divided by 9 equals what? If you know your 8 times table or the 9 times table, you know that 8 times 9 is 72. That means 72 divided by 9 is 8. Now 36 divided by 6 equals what? So with the 6 times table, you know 6 times 6 is 36. So 36 divided by 6 is 6. There's no shortcut around it. If you know your times table, this will be super easy. We have a video on our channel on learning times table, so please check that out. Now let's learn about long division. So for long division, we use this formula, okay? And this is how we solve it. So for long division, we set it up with the dividend in the middle. So 351 in the middle. And then we draw a line like this. And then we write the divisor on the left. And then we ask ourselves, 3 goes in the first number, which is 3, how many times? 3 goes in 3 one time. So that means 3 times 1 is 3. And 3 minus 3 is 0. And then this 5 comes down. So now 3 goes in 5 how many times? It goes 1 times. So 3 times 1 is 3. 5 minus 3 is 2. And then the 1 comes down right here. So this becomes 21. 3 goes in 21 how many times? 7 times. 3 times 7 is 21, and this is a perfect division with 0 remainder. You write the answer like this. You write 117 and R0. R means remainder, so there is no remainder. So this is the best way to write it. Even if you write 117, this is still correct. So both of these are the right way to express the answer. Now let's do a long division with a remainder. So let's set it up the same way. So 155 divided by 9. So 9 goes in 15 how many times? 1 time. So 9 times 1 is 9. 15 minus 9 is 6. And then this 5 comes down here. This becomes 65. So now if you know your 9 times table, you know that 9 times 7 is 63. So then we write 9 times 7 is 63. 65 minus 63 is 2. And then you write the answer as 17 R2. R for remainder, okay? So this is the way to express your answer. Quotient, then R, and then the remainder. Now, if you have something like this, 6,480 divided by 18, or even a bigger number as the divisor, you might not know the times table for 18. So then we follow a 3-step approach. First, we try to identify which number can we divide both numbers by to make them smaller. Okay, so now 6,480 and 18, they are both even numbers. That means I can divide both numbers by 2. But let's see if I can divide both numbers by 3. So there is a divisibility by 3 check. So divisibility by 3 check. So if you add all the digits of a number, 6, 4, 8, and 0, and if this is divisible by 3, then the whole number is divisible by 3. 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 8 is 18, plus 0 is 18. That means this is indeed divisible by 3. That means 6480 is divisible by 3. This is divisible by 3. Okay? But if a number is divisible by both 2 and 3, that means that number is also divisible by 6. So then we can say that 6480 is divisible by 6, and the number 18 is also divisible by 6. So let's divide both numbers by 6. So if we do that, let's start with step number 1, 6480. So if I divide that by 6, I get 6 times 1 is 6, and then the 4 comes down. 6 goes in 4 0 times, so then I bring 8 down. So 6 times 8 is 48, and then I have 0, so 6 times 0 is 0. Okay? Now this is the first number divided by 6. We have to divide the second number with 6 as well. So let's divide 18 by 6. So this is 6. So the new problem becomes 1080 divided by 3. Okay, because we divided both sides by 6. So we can set this up as a long division. So 1080 divided by 3. So 3 times 3. Actually, let's make some space. Let's make a space over here. Okay. So 1080 divided by 3. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 minus 9 is 1. Then 8 comes down. 3 times 6 is 18. 0. 3 times 0 is 0. Okay. So that means the answer of this problem is 360 R0. Okay, so this is the final answer. Okay, so let's actually try to solve 6480 divided by 18 directly with a long division to see if we get the same answer. Okay, so for this, I'll imagine that you know your 18 times table. Okay, so 18 times 3 is 54. Okay, so 64 minus 54 is 10, and then the 8 comes down. Okay, so 18 times 3 is 54. 18 times 4 is 72. 18 times 5 is 90. 18 times 6 is 108. So 18 times 6 is 108. Then the 0 comes down. So 18 times 0 is 0. And we see that we have the same answer, 360 with a 0 remainder. Okay? So to recap, when you do division, remember this formula: dividend divided by divisor equals to quotient. In terms of a perfect division, you have 0 remainder. But when you have a remainder, then dividend divided by divisor equals to quotient plus remainder. For basic divisions, you need to know your times table. For example, these ones where you can directly write the answer. For slightly larger dividends, you have to do long divisions where you set it up like this. And then for large divisions, the strategy is you have to divide both the numbers by a common number to make both numbers smaller, and then you divide it regularly as a long division. Hopefully this was helpful. Please check out our YouTube channel, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next video.